Another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today, I'll be describing, pretty much be discussing, introduction to HTMX. So, obviously, in HTMX, right, what you have here is it's pretty much, a pretty much a piece of software or an actual language where you don't have to do much in order to present the same output that you usually have to like use when you're using s- outlets like Python and Java. So it's not a lot actually. Hence why this book is so short, and it's relatively a new language that's been introduced recently. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty much a new language. It's very straightforward. It's an open source front end JavaScript library that extends HTML with custom attributes, enable the use of AJAX directly in HTML with hypermedia driven approach. So what it uses HTML, uses HTML as a vessel. It's pretty much encase all its properties, libraries, and so on and so forth. So that's what it does. So that's what HTMX is. It's pretty much gonna give it the same output that you get when you're using solely Django, solely Python, those outlets, except it's gonna be shorter and sweeter. So that's what's gonna. So that's what it is. So yeah, that's what HTML is. So obviously in HTML, what you have here is your node modules. So this is a library of all your library of all the stuff that you can be using to make sure that your projects work, your modules work. So for node, so that's what I can be using, to make sure that everything is there, all your languages, the stuff that you download on your terminal, like npm node mon. So pretty much all your modules that you're gonna need to make sure that everything comes together in regards to your project. And then obviously you got public. So in public, what you got here is obviously this is an HTML. So this is pretty much for the front end, right? So this is your front end. So obviously you're gonna put it in a folder called public. So index.html. So before I carry on, I just want to say, want you guys to actually, say hello to somebody by the name of Lethabo. Lethabo, yeah, it's my navigator. So that's my navigator. Yeah, so yeah, that's Lethabo, and then so yeah, so chapter one, it's pretty much an introduction to HTML. So you got our node modules, so library of everything that we need in order to make sure that everything works the way it needs to. We got everything that we need to have. You know what I mean? So all our languages, everything. And then you got public. So this is pretty much like a simple HTMX chapter. So it's simple HTMX. So you got a public index.html, and then you got package dash log.json, right? So package dot dash log.json. What this does is it pretty much reads over the name, version, and pretty much the characteristics of the chat of the pretty much the characteristics of the folder that you're working on. So as you can see, name chapter one, version one, log file version three requires two. So this is the package. So this allocates a license and a package for it, you know what I mean? So this actually allocates dependencies, development dependencies, node module accepts the node modules that you got here. So this pretty much allocates or blueprints everything. Blueprints dependencies, modules, so on and so forth. Pretty much everything that you need, your HTMX, your GitHub, all your APIs that you're going to require in order for you to make use of the extended library that you can make use of when using H.T.M.X. It pretty much blueprints it and it personalizes it to the chapter that you're working on. Then package.json, what it does is, uh, what package.json does is it pretty much like allocates, the dependencies and descriptions, so on and so forth. This pretty much helps, make sure that you're able to run node.js server.js on your server. So that's what it does, man. It pretty much does those things. Yeah. So that's what package.json does. And also as a manifest file found at the root of node.js projects and npm packages, serves as essential repository for metadata about the project and its dependencies. So that's what it does. And then our server. So this is the stuff that you can have on our back end. So index.html is everything that we've got on our front end. Then server.js